Hello YouTube, Daddy's home. Welcome back to Let's Play Darkest Dungeon, and it has been a hot minute, hasn't it? Yes, we are headed back into the Darkest Dungeon, and what a party to start us back with. So this party is designed around a single principle, and it is the same principle that I follow whenever I watch a cyanide match. Mark, mark, mark. That's right, we have our bounty hunter, we have our leper, who is going to be using the Vivolf's Tassel Trophy, and of course we have our Mark synergy with our Houndmaster as well. So obviously we lose a bit of efficacy from the damage against beasts. There aren't going to be many of those in the ruins, but all the same, I like the defense that this provides. This keeps us well-rounded, and I feel like we're going to be in pretty good shape. Now, I did do a trial run of this, so I'm going to pull the curtain back. I did do a trial run of this little group, and it did not go great. I ran it in darkness, and although I think there are plenty of parties that excel in darkness and indeed are most fun in darkness, this is definitely not one of them. We got creamed, we had a stress spiral. It was, I mean, we didn't die, we won, but it was ugly. It's not the way that I would like to win. So, welcome back to me, I suppose. And I have to say, I've missed this. What has coaxed me back from the my own little daily eldritch horror, the fun work-life balance I don't maintain. Well, it's, in all honesty, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to worry about this this particular party or this enemy formation needing to be needing to be marked. I think we got this. Yes, as predicted. Well, it is honestly, you probably have guessed.
Or is it merely
Red Hook announced that they are going to be releasing some DLC, and it's coming in early 2017. My buttocks are a tingle with excitement. I cannot wait. So, with that news, I thought, what better time to get back into dungeoneering than right now? You know, strike while the iron's hot, while people are interested and compelled. Honestly, I probably should have peeped this here. I definitely should have. Whoops. Don't worry, you won't see misplays like that often. I don't do those. Let's see. Vulnerability hex. Yeah, I think we can probably batter this guy into submission before he gets an attack, I hope. But one thing, I mean, I will say that once this party gets rolling, it is a very, very formidable fighting force. This is, I mean, this is the stuff of legend, honestly. It's strong. You're letting me down, John Cena. It's strong, it's effective in combat, for the most part. Oof, our accuracy is balls, isn't it? Fuck, I thought there was a chance, and there still is. Please, bleed? Okay, perfect. So, yeah, honestly, I was taking a bit of a break. I have not played, and this, I'm sure, will come as a surprise to you, I haven't played Darkest Dungeon pretty much since the last episode. Like I said, I did one quick little run just to see what sort of shape that I was in, and if I needed to refresh my memory on anything. Fortunately, rather wisely, I never got good at this game, so I didn't really lose a lot of latent talent there. There's just none. But I am so thrilled that we're going to be coming back to Darkest Dungeon, and it's going to be, I hope, a weekly series. I'm gonna just be straight up with you. I think we just ditched that. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm not going to be as prolific or regular as I once was. Not that ever really described, well, you know what? Not that ever really described how I ran my LP. Definitely not regular. Prolific, if only due to the extreme time commitment. We'll talk. That I invested in, in my Let's Play, I mean, a year or so. It was a fair amount of content, all told, but compared to some of the truly gifted content creators, yeah, it's a drop in the bucket. Well, fuck. Shit. This is probably not gonna hit. Yeah. Well, that was disappointing, guys. Really, I see that you have let a bit of ring rust set in while I've been gone. Even you, John Cena. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be vampires, so clearly continuing with the Universal Monsters theme. I did not mean to have you detrap that, but good on you. At first I was like, well, that's a little bit cliche, don't you think? That's a bit hackneyed, but I mean, what else could it have been? I mean, it's fuck. It's something that is sort of classic horror, and they've done a nice little take on it. Rather than going with the whole vampire bats angle, it is instead mosquitoes that are a dominant motif. I think that's worth it. As the enemy crumbles. Which is a nice little spin on the whole vampire angle. So I'm looking forward to what they do. The art in this game is classic. I mean, even though I think The Ruins is a pretty good example of how uninspired a game's creature design can be, the other areas of the game more than make up for it. They're absolutely, pretty much to a one, classics that stand out as just really good monster design, really interesting, fun, engaging to look at, and a lot of depth there, honestly. Like, just sort of the longer you peer at some of the art in this game, you're just like, wow, I didn't realize that there was so much to it. So, you know, I can gush about Darkest Dungeon for a lifetime. Honestly, it's really one of my favorite games. So, yeah, I'm glad to be back. Honestly, I have been maintaining a sick schedule. I go in to work like 5 or 6 days a week at like, I think we risk it, at like 7 a.m. and I leave at like 10:15, 10:30 every day, which is
seize this momentum.
Really making me reconsider my life decisions that brought me to this point. I've made some mistakes, but yeah, if nothing else, it's something for me to look forward to, you know, coming back every day, and, well, not every day, but coming back and, time permitting, putting in a Darkest Dungeon run and throwing something up on the tubes. Beautiful. So, that pretty much brings us to where we are now. We're all cut up with all the news that's fit to print. So, yeah, I hate to be one of those self-absorbed people that just talk about themselves, but honestly, you guys aren't the best conversationalists during the run. Outside of the run, I mean, provided anybody still remembers who the fuck I am, not that I was ever anybody, but provided that anybody does remember and hops back into the comments with a, "Oh my god, you're alive," that certainly was my favorite part of doing the Let's Play, so I am definitely looking forward to the banter with with all of the devoted Timepants fans. Well, I don't think there is, I mean, as lucrative as this looks, well, let's maybe just dip in, far, okay. Let's think about this. I think we camp. What do you say? I think we do it. Alright. I don't think we need to feast. As a matter of fact, I'm not even convinced that we really need to go more than half. But, oh, why the fuck not? Everybody, for the most part, can use the healing. Let's see. So, I have to admit, I never really made good use of lepers. A lot of Hellions before, but yeah, not much use of anything else. So I do find myself from time to time a little bit confused as to how to approach them. Other than, I mean, they're big damage dealers, but damage is fairly easy to come by in a game like Darkest Dungeon. I think Hound's Watch. This is how we do it? Talk me out of it. Talk me out of it. Alright. Let's go ahead and just start with Dark Strength. Where's this headed? I think we give it to you, honestly. Alright, now, Unspeakable Commune is compelling because nobody's stress is really bad. Alright, where are we at? How much time? Okay, 7 time. I don't think Abandoned Hope has much value for us. The only thing makes me think Unspeakable Commune is not a good investment is Hound's Watch. But yeah, I think our stress is fine as it is. So let's do this and we'll call it good enough. Okay, so let's Unspeakable Commune, not bad. Get everybody equipped. Perfect. And release the Hound. Alright. Was that the best camp ever?
In Radiance,
no, but this definitely makes a very, very compelling argument for it being damn solid. Who gets it? I think next is you. Alright. This is gonna be, I think this is gonna be a very formidable party. If we run into anything that warrants marking, it's gonna be just fucked. And I think we have not yet run into an enemy that warrants marking, which sucks. You know what? Let's just do this in anticipation of... Oh, yeah, we can definitely mark this. What am I thinking? Alright. Really? Oh, okay. This is disappointing. I was expecting a much burstier party. Ah, there we go. Let's see. You know what? I wanted bursty. Let's burst. Oh, shit. That was sick. That was probably a horrendous waste of resources, but you know what? Sometimes you gotta treat yourself. That's one thing that I have learned in maintaining a work schedule of like 12-hour days, 6 or 7 days a week. Sometimes you have to treat yourself. You know, it's not just work. If you don't enjoy sort of what you're working for, then what are you working for? Really? I think we try and get a kill here with our Houndmaster. That is sick. Holy shit. And no, that's honestly a bit optimistic. Shit. That is disappointing. I hope this asshole doesn't get a swing. Alright, so is this like the big challenge, the big test? Is this what we came back to try and overcome? Is this the big obstacle? No. We're just getting back into shape because yeah, I've got a feeling that everything that we know about Darkest Dungeon, I think it's about to get turned on its head. Why do I think so? Well, because Red Hook is fucking amazing. And secondly, they're going to listen to all of my ideas. So, what are my ideas? Well, first, I'd really like to see a dot class, or sorry, not a dot class, we have plenty of those, a heal over time class in the game. Like, there aren't really any of those, and it would be really sick if like there were, I don't know, a character that could, you know, drop an incrementally increasing heal on the party. So, you know, first round, maybe 2 health, second round, you know, 3, and then 4, and then it caps out. You know, if you get a couple of those rolling on your party, that very, very, very quickly turns into just exceptional damage output. So, how do I want to do this? Alright, don't hate me because I'm stupid. Sweet. All right.
Executed.
Yeah, that really quickly just goes off the rails, and you can really start healing back just a ton of health on a character that you're trying to focus on, especially, you know, if you have one more party member sort of healing them alongside. I think that was the smartest thing I have ever done in this game. Holy shit. Like, that shit made me look genius. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we're near the end, right? Of course. Another thing that I would like to see, and I have said this, I've been saying this for a while, I would really like to see a boss that, like, you have to find an item, like, somewhere hidden in the dungeon, and like the boss will keep attacking you, sort of like the Collector or the Shambler. Will just keep attacking you over and over and over while you're in the dungeon. And, you know, you might fight him, you might run away, whatever. Like, either way, you know, you're either going to be sacrificing, most likely, your health, resources, or like your stress. By running away, obviously you incur the big stress penalty for your cowardice. But yeah, once you find the item, like I don't know, let's go classic here. Once you find the stake, right? Then if you kill the boss, you can drive the stake into his heart and dead. Because yeah, this is one thing that I feel like Darkest Dungeon really lacked, was like a dungeon that lived up to the boss. Like, most of the time, dungeons, with really only the exception of the Darkest Dungeon level 3, most of the time the dungeons were really just there to whittle down your resources, to sort of put you in a bad spot for trying to fight boss. And as we've seen, they managed to do their job quite admirably a lot of the time. However, I feel like, you know, if you're going to do DLC, start, you know, try and do something new. Try and do something weird and interesting and unique with it. So, yeah, a dungeon where sort of this boundary between the boss and, you know, the boss room and the player navigating the dungeon is completely, not just blurred, is just completely broken and upended. I don't remember if this, it doesn't work, does it? So yeah, I think that would be cool. I'd also like to see, obviously we're expecting to see a lot of bleed as like the primary debuff or the primary dot, but what if enemies gave you like a really long lasting bleed? Like, I mean, I'm talking 18 rounds, 20 rounds, something like that. Like a really, really nasty bleed that just drags on and on and on. And, you know, obviously the hit point damage can mount and certainly would add up, but, you know, you'd have a lot of opportunities to heal out of it. But when you are bleeding, it acts like Mark in some fights where, like, if an enemy hits you while you're bleeding, it heals them. That would suck, right? Or how about, yeah, if you have bleed while you're walking through the dungeon, it doesn't matter if you have scouting. Like, you could potentially be attacked. Like, you could be ambushed if you're bleeding, like, no matter what. Cool, right? Maybe it's just me. I think, yeah, I think it's, I think we try this. Yeah, I think that would be sort of a nice subversion of what Mark traditionally was sort of there to do in sort of the primary game, was basically as a individually non-deleterious placeholder for additive effects that other enemies could inflict upon you. Do we heal? I think the answer is yes. I hate it, but I think the answer is yes. Something else. I would really like to see more done with corpses. Again, if we're staying on theme, and there's no reason why we shouldn't, if we're staying on theme with the idea of, yeah, with the idea of vampires, right? Again, you don't kill them until you drive a stake into their heart. So you have to, like, destroy the corpse of the enemy before you can actually, like, kill them. So at the end of the round, or at the end of their turn, like a corpse, like, yeah, at the end of a round, a corpse will just revive. Maybe it wouldn't have full health, because that would really suck, but maybe revive with, like, half health. And maybe just, like, a halved hit point total, so the more and more and more you beat it down, like, the weaker and weaker it gets. So you have to sort of manage your, you have to sort of manage your corpses in addition to managing the enemies. Like, if you just mow down the entire, like, the entire enemy line in the first round, great, but where's the corpse disposal, right?
Singular
Like, first question I ask when I get to any hotel room. Where do you get rid of the bodies, right? So, if you're just focused on damaging and, like, out-damaging the enemy and just trying to get kills rather than getting kills and timing them strategically so you can sort of maximize your
wealth,
maximize your
awarded to the brave and the fool,
crowd control, so to speak, or maximize like the value of your damage rather than just the quantity. I think you get kind of an interesting tension, of course. Yeah, you get this really compelling push and pull where you have a lot of competing priorities. That was the most amazing thing that has ever happened to me in my life. This is going to be a really fun round. Oof. Alright, let's close it out. So, yeah, these are just some of my ideas. Obviously, I'm not affiliated with Red Hook at all, but a game like Darkest Dungeon just kind of compels me to think about the potential that the game has. It's just rich for party design and strategic thought, and when a game basically, as its MO says, we're gonna fuck the player hard, constantly, in all orifices, and just unabashedly, yeah, it just comes right out and says, this game's gonna be really hard, you're gonna die, you're gonna lose. It frees up this huge design space where you can make your encounters into a puzzle box that people will not necessarily solve the first time around. So I can't wait. Like I said, goal is ideally one. I don't dare try more than that, but yeah, like one run a week, and yeah, just sort of keep that.
Take advantage of this.
Yeah, just keep that. Oh, nice. Keep that momentum all the way until release, and then we go ham. How does that sound? Anyway, I'm glad to be back. I hope I get 10 views. That's the goal. Obviously, I've been gone a long time, but it's really really good to be back. I hope that we can get a lot of interesting runs in and have a lot of fun with round 2 in anticipation of the DLC. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.